Lucy typed away on her keyboard in their small apartment, trying to meet a writing deadline. As a freelance writer, deadlines were both a big motivator and a challenge. Despite the busy schedule, Lucy felt comforted by her husband, David, who was always there for her. "Hey, sunshine." David's voice called from the kitchen. "I'm making pasta. Do you want red sauce or Alfredo?" Lucy looked up, tired but smiling. "Alfredo, please. And can we have garlic bread? It's been a week." "You got it." Life with David was simple, but Lucy loved it that way. He was her rock, always steady when everything around her felt uncertain. She relaxed, enjoying the smell of garlic, and appreciated the moment. "Dinner's ready," David called. Lucy joined him at their small dining table, where 2 plates of pasta were waiting. "You spoil me," she said playfully, twirling some pasta on her fork. "Of course," David smiled. "Only the best for my wife." They were a couple in love, enjoying dinner together, imagining their future. But that evening, David said something that made Lucy uneasy. "I've been thinking," David said, hesitating. "Ethan's been having problems. He called me today, said he's in trouble." Lucy paused, confused. "Ethan? What's going on?" David sighed. "He lost his job months ago. Now he's behind on rent and has people chasing him for money. I think we should help him out for a while." Lucy felt worried. Ethan, David's brother, was charming but often unreliable. He made bad decisions, and those around him had to deal with the consequences. "David," Lucy said carefully, "we don't have a lot of extra money in ourselves. Freelance work isn't always steady, and your salary is what covers most of our bills. How are we supposed to help him?" "I thought about that," David replied gently. "We could send him $1,500 a month, just until he gets back on his feet." Lucy was shocked. $1,500. That's over half of our extra money. "Are you sure about this?" "He's family, Lucy," David said. "And family helps each other. It'll be tight, but we'll manage. We always do." Lucy wanted to argue, reminding him of Ethan's past mistakes and how this would put pressure on their finances. But the sincerity in David's eyes made her stop. He wasn't just asking, he was pleading. "Okay," she said reluctantly, "but only for a few months, and Ethan has to start figuring things out on his own." David's face relaxed with relief. "Thank you, Lucy. I promise it won't last forever." Life became much harder for Lucy and David. Every penny was carefully considered. Weekend brunches with friends were too expensive now. Lucy had to cancel her gym membership and started jogging in the park instead. Even her weekly coffee shop visits were replaced by coffee she brewed at home, which didn't taste the same. David made changes too. He stopped buying his favorite beers and worked extra shifts. But despite these sacrifices, money was still tight. The stress caused more arguments between them. "Why is the electricity bill so high this month?" David asked one evening, looking at the bill. "It's winter," Lucy replied, frustrated. "Do you want me to freeze while I'm working?" "I'm just saying we need to be careful," he muttered. Lucy held back from arguing more. She knew he wasn't entirely to blame, but the tension was wearing on her. Things reached a breaking point when Lucy decided to treat herself to a haircut. She used her own money, saved from freelance jobs, to pay for it. She felt good walking out of the salon. David noticed right away. "Did you go to the hairdresser?" he asked, his voice harsh. "Yes," Lucy said, surprised. "I needed a trim." "Are you serious? We're barely making it, and you're spending money on that." "It's my money, David," she snapped back. "I haven't done anything for myself in months. Is it wrong to feel human?" "You're married now," he said, his voice rising. "No one cares how you look." Lucy was hurt and angry. "Are you even listening to yourself? This isn't just about the money. It's about respect. For me, for us. How can you say that?" She stopped, tears welling up. David looked guilty, but the damage was done. Lucy wondered if their relationship could ever be the same. Lucy couldn't shake the feeling something wasn't right with Ethan's story. If he'd been out of work for months, why hadn't anyone else in the family mentioned it? And why was David so determined to keep sending him money? One night, Lucy decided to call Ethan. She dialed his number. "Lucy?" "Hey," Ethan said, sounding sleepy. "Is everything okay?" "Sorry to call so late," she said quickly. "But I need to ask you something. David told me you've been struggling and we've been sending you money. Is that true?" There was a long pause. "Wait. What?" You've been sending me money. Lucy felt her stomach drop. David said you were behind on rent and had creditors chasing you. Lucy, I don't know what he told you, but I haven't seen any money. I'm not in any trouble. Lucy's hand gripped the phone tightly. Are you sure? Positive. I'm doing fine. I even offered to lend David money last month when he mentioned things were tight. Lucy's mind raced. If Ethan wasn't getting the money, where was it going? And why had David lied? The next morning, Lucy confronted David. David, we need to talk. Now. He looked up from his coffee, surprised. What's wrong? I spoke to Aiken last night, she said, her voice firm. He has no idea about the money we've been sending. Can you explain? David turned pale. Lucy, I can. Don't lie to me again, she interrupted. Where is the money going? David hesitated, and in that moment she saw the truth in his eyes. I'm sorry, he whispered. I've been using it to cover some of my own debts. Lucy's heart broke. What debts, David? Gambling? Loans? He didn't answer, and she knew the truth. Anger and betrayal flooded through her. You lied to me. You made me sacrifice everything for a lie. Lucy, please, he begged. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought I could fix it before you found out. But Lucy had heard enough. Without saying another word, she grabbed her coat and walked out the door, leaving him behind with his guilt. I don't go out with friends anymore. I used to love having drinks, but now I don't even go to those events. People at work started noticing something was wrong, but I couldn't tell them it was because of the death in my family. So I said I had a liver problem, and my doctor told me to cut back on drinking. We were supposed to send my mother-in-law $2,000 a month. My husband and I would each contribute $1,000 from our own salaries. On top of that, we had to pay rent, utilities, and other expenses. It was getting harder and harder to manage. The stress was building up. Then, one day, I had a fight with my husband when I got home. Huh? Welcome home. What's with your hair? Did you go to the hairdresser? He asked. Yeah, I replied. I hadn't been for a while. Are you kidding? I told you to save your money. Nobody cares about your hair. You're married now. Don't try to look sexy in some weird way. I was hurt. How dare you say that? It's part of social etiquette to be well-groomed. I'm not trying to be sexy. Don't talk to me like I'm not a woman anymore. He snapped. Oh, you're married, but you want to be seen as a woman. Are you having an affair? I was shocked. What? Don't accuse me of that. Sounds suspicious, he said. You're making more money but lying and spending it on other guys. That hurt deeply. That's horrible to say. I work hard to save money. Look, here's the pay stub from my paycheck. I took out the money for your mom and still managed to pay for the salon. I don't deserve you accusing me. He looked guilty. I'm sorry. He seemed to trust me after I explained, but it was the first time we had fought like this, and it made me realize how fragile our relationship was. One fight almost made us break apart. The main reason for the tension was the money we were sending to my mother-in-law. So I decided to take action. I would go directly to her and ask if we could reduce the amount we were sending. I knew if I told my husband, he would never agree, so I decided to talk to her on my own. If it went wrong, my mother-in-law might hate me, and my husband might lose trust in me. But I felt I had no choice if I wanted to protect our marriage. I called my mother-in-law and went to her house after work. Karen, it's been a while, she said, welcoming me inside. Sorry to bother you, I replied. I'm doing fine, she said. I went to the department store and bought a cake because I knew you were coming over. I was shocked. You're the one getting money from us, and you bought a cake from a department store. We can't even afford to buy cakes. My mother-in-law seemed happy, not noticing my frustration, and started making tea. Seeing her so cheerful made me angry. Then she said something that made me even more upset. My daughter and I were planning a trip to Hawaii. Would you like to join us? Just the three of us. John can house sit. Sure, sounds great, I said, trying to stay calm, but inside, I was furious. They were planning a trip while we were struggling to make ends meet. My mother-in-law was completely unaware of the pressure we were under. I was furious when I found out my mother-in-law was planning a trip to Hawaii. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I said to her, if you have money for a trip, then please pay off your debts. I'm working hard every day to send you money. Just last week, I went to the hairdresser with the little money I had left, and because of that, John and I fought. This is too much. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law seemed confused and didn't understand what I was saying. What do you mean? They asked. I told them that John had said she owed a lot of money, and we were sending her $2,000 a month to help. My mother-in-law raised her voice and denied it. I don't have any debts, she said. If I did, there's no way I could afford to go to Hawaii. That's when I realized something wasn't right. Both my mother-in-law and sister-in-law looked scared and surprised. My sister-in-law suggested we stop sending money for now, so I agreed. I told my husband that I didn't have the money on hand and would give it to his mom later. He started panicking and said he would handle it himself. After that, he didn't ask any more questions. My sister-in-law also recommended that I hire someone to investigate. That's when I found out the truth. My husband had been having an affair for about a year, around the time my father-in-law passed away. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law were furious when they found out. We called my husband to my mother-in-law's house, and they confronted him. Why are you cheating on Karen and causing her trouble? They asked. I showed them the proof of his affair, and his face went pale. I lied about the debts to get money from Karen, didn't I? You've been using that money to pay your lover, I said. He denied it, but it was clear. You get mad when I went to the hair salon while you were having fun with another woman. That's disgusting. I'm sorry, it was just a mistake, he said, but I wasn't having it. You had an affair for a year, and now you'll pay back every penny. I'll divorce you and demand alimony. My mother-in-law added, You'll never be my son again. We're cutting you off. Don't ever show your face here again. My husband ran off in fear. Later, my sister-in-law introduced me to a great lawyer, and I got a smooth divorce. Both my ex-husband and his lover paid me a large amount of alimony. The money I had sent home was also added to that amount. My ex-husband was left with nothing. He was demoted at work, and his lover left him because he had no money. He truly got what he deserved. As for me, I was able to save a lot of money every month, and I've been doing better financially. I still keep in touch with my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, and we're planning a trip to Hawaii once again. I think my ex-husband got what he deserved, cheating on his family and wife for money. It's shocking that he turned out this way, especially with such a cool mom and sister. But at least I got my money back, and life is much easier now.